Hello, sweet, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Divine Alignment. I have a special guest that I'm joined with here today, Justin Peters. Welcome, Justin.
I'm very glad to be here with you guys. Excited to jam out with you today.
Yeah, likewise. Justin, would you like to just begin by introducing yourself, what you do, who you help?
Yeah, yeah. So my name is Justin. What I do is one, I learn every day about myself so I can then teach that to others. That's really like my season of life that I'm in. I'm a men's coach. I also am now navigating into the relational coach aspect as well. And my main mission in life is just to help as many brothers and sisters as I possibly can find the light that's inside of them, that's inside of all of us. It's without question under all the layers that we build, and to be able to make sure that those that have been in darkness, those that are suffering, to know they don't have to do that, and there's a way out, and that I've been there through my own. We talked about this earlier, but like being able to turn my pain into purpose. I fully believe that all of us, regardless of what we've gone through, the harder the pain, the greater the gift, the greater the purpose that we can offer to the world. And I feel like I'm a living testament of that, like so many other people are. And I just want to be able to shed that wisdom and that light to as many people as I can so we can continue healing the world one by one.
Yeah, beautiful. And I was sharing with Justin because I really wanted to have you on because I've been noticing it in my own work. I have been having so many men come to me, and I am really seeing the men and masculine step up in such a beautiful way and really wanting to dive deep into their shadows and into their emotions and like these really beautiful things that have kind of been taboo. Like I feel like the generations prior to us were very like, no, just man up, just do it, like get over
Mhm.
it. You don't need to look at your emotions. You don't need to like all of these things. And we're really seeing a new side of the masculine of like opening up to more intimate connections with
Uh,
brotherhood and having like the courage to look at your emotions and share your emotions and have this like vulnerability and stuff. And I just see that really, really powerfully. And I love helping men because we need like the feminine and the masculine, like we need each other. We
for
need each
sure.
other.
Hmm.
So I really wanted to bring Justin on to share a bit about what you do, your journey and everything like that. So you mentioned like the struggles and pain that you have turned into purpose, and I would love if you just wanted to share like what has this process kind of been like for you? What is that
Yeah.
you feel like you have alchemized and transferred
Yeah.
to your now purpose?
So I'm gonna each time I'm asked this question, I start and then I'm like, man, I could have made that so much more condensed, that story, because it's a lot of connecting pieces. So I'm gonna do my
Totally.
best to shorten this up. So when I grew up in a middle class family, amazing mom, amazing dad. I had an older brother, and it was beautiful. We grew up in a fairly like affluent town, but we weren't like affluent family. We were kind of below the standards of where we were, which was all good. We had everything taken care of. But then when I was 11, that's when like the hardship came in. My first time of experiencing like actual pain. My parents got divorced, and my mom had her own like mended heart to take care of. My dad had a broken heart of his to take care of. So he was out, my mom was out, and I was left at my house. My brother just turned 16, so I was left at my house by myself in isolation for sometimes like several days at a time, being just like a young kid. And it was the first time where I was like, wow, life's not fair. Why aren't my other friends having to go through this? Why is this happening to me? And I just remember feeling, being a little kid, the younger we are, the closer we are to source, right? Where we came from. And I could feel energy very deeply. And so I remember just like feeling the pain of my dad, feeling the pain of my mom, and it was a lot for me to handle. And I didn't know how to work with it. I didn't have someone to lean on and to help me be okay, because they were also trying to be okay. They were in tons of pain themselves. And that's when a lot of my, let's say, trapped energy, samskaras, things that that I didn't want my attachments began of like, okay, I do not enjoy that, or like, oh, I want to be able to have a family where people can see me in a certain way. And then fast forward, I spent the next several years hanging out, trying to impress people, trying to be, and that's kind of when my people pleasing started, trying to be the cool guy, would party, would drink, and just became someone totally different than who I was so I could fit in. That was like my main goal. How can I, whatever I'm doing, how can I make sure that it's looking good, looking powerful in the eyes of others? And fast forward my senior year of high school, I remember this is another pivotal moment. I graduated, bottom of my class, like the bottom like 10%. No one in my family had ever gone to college, and I did horrible on my SAT, my ACTs, all that stuff. And I remember the day that we all found out what college we got accepted to. I applied to like six that my counselor made me apply to. Like, there's no way I'm going to get into one of these. Maybe one, we'll see. And I got denied into every one of those colleges. And that was kind of like a wake up call for me of like, okay, it's time to get my shit together. And then I went into college. But as I went into college, I had the same mindset. How can I go in there and prove my teachers wrong? The people back home, how can they make sure they're seeing me as a success? So everything I did, I was working my ass off. I learned how to become an A+ student, graduated cum laude. I went to a junior college, then accepted into Texas A&M University. And then from there, I was like, wow, okay, this is what success feels like. People know that I've turned into a good student. People know that I'm on the right track. Yes, I've got something that's fueling me now. And then I went into the real world, got into the oil and gas industry to pay off my loans, worked the worst job in the world. And then after that, got into real estate. And the entire time, it's like, okay, now I'm in the real world. How can I make money? How can I make money so I can show people like, hey, I'm successful. I've got my shit figured out. I'm that guy, right? Bottom of his class, party animal. Parents got divorced, had somewhat of a hard life, and I've turned it around. And so I did. I made the money in real estate. I created my own real estate business that grew to like 35 different people working under me from all over the United States, also in other countries as well. And we had a really big operation, and it started like really taking off, and I was just fueling my ego, feeling so good. And then when in 2020 or no, 2017, um, one of the hardest things in my life happened. I lost my dad to cancer, and he was like my best friend. When my parents got divorced, he raised my brother and I. My mom was taking care of what she needed to take care of, and so it was my dad. He learned how to be a mom and a dad. He was the guy I would go to for like everything. And when I lost him, my business at that time was taking off, and people were depending on me, and it became a lot bigger. And so, boom, all these stored emotions that I had from whenever I was a kid, whenever my parents got divorced, started kind of creeping up, right? They started making their way, and I'm like, whoa, I do not like this. And I didn't know how to grieve or feel like these emotions this deeply because when I was a kid, my worst nightmare, I would run into my parents' room and be like, Dad, are you okay? I would have dreams and like have fears of my dad passing away. And so then when it happened, it's like literally my worst nightmare came true. And at that time, I was doing CrossFit, got hurt a little bit, and my buddy offered me some pain pills. I'm like, sure, I'll take some pain pills. And I was also on Adderall, Vyvanse. So I took pain pills, then Adderall and Vyvanse, and I'm like, oh wow, my pain's gone physically and mentally and emotionally, and I can kick ass with like work. I'm good. Like people can, I'm back on my mission. I'm feeling fine. This is great. I just found a cheat code. And I didn't know anything about addiction or anything like that whenever I started taking these. I was like, they're pain pills. I had taken some in the past with football and stuff whenever I got hurt, and I never thought anything of it, never was told anything about it. Fast forward 3 years down the road, I was addicted to pain pills, taking them every single day, was building this multi-million dollar real estate business from the outside in. I made all my goals happen. My ego was, the people saw me as successful. They saw me as this guy that had it all together. I had the houses, had the cars, like you name it. And I was the most miserable, waking up in panic attacks, depressed, suffering, like so isolated and so lonely. Going back to that little boy whenever my parents got divorced, like that was there. At nights, I would wake up, I'd be so anxious. I'd have to call my mom. Like, this is a 28, 29-year-old man having to call his mom, being like, I don't know what's happening right now. My heart's thumping. I can't feel my body. The whole world feels like it's closing. Like, what is going on? And then April 20th, 2020, I just had this calling, called intuition, call it God, call it your higher self, your guides, whatever it is that was talking to me was started talking very loudly of like, okay, look, we can't keep going down this path that you're on. And we've got a few options. One, we can stop everything altogether, or two, you can keep going down, stopping, starting, going back, doing what you've done. And there's a big question mark on like if you're going to be here in the next few years, to be honest with you, because of how intensive it got. And so on that day, I remember like it was yesterday, I stopped cold turkey. First day wasn't bad. I still had, in the system. Second day, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel kind of bad. And I tried to stop several times in the past. And after like 3 or 4 days, I'd get back on and be like, okay, I'm not feeling good. I don't really know what that is, but I don't like it. I'm not able to be like the CEO, the guy, and be on point. And so let me just start taking these. Like, I know this is my certainty that I can get of what I'm going to be able to bring into the world, bring into the workforce whenever I take these pain pills. And then the third day came in after I stopped. And that's when the shakes started coming in, the withdrawal symptoms, and some of the worst pain I've ever went through in my entire life. And I remember during that time, I like, printed out or I put them all in like a stored drive, like in my Google Drive of all the people at my company. I had them send me a photo of their younger selves when they were kids. And I would look at it every day and be like, okay, this is who I'm doing it for. And I'm going through, I can't sleep. I'm going through pains beyond what I could even explain through word of mouth. My brain felt like it was expanding. Dopamine was firing off. Like, hey, give me the pain pills. Like, this is all I know how to be okay, to be happy. And it's a chemical imbalance at this point. Like, literally, my opioid receptors were so dependent on it that I didn't know how to be happy any other way. No, not eating, not walking in the sunshine, not doing anything. It was all pain pills. That was the only happiness I could receive. And then over, the first next 2 weeks were absolute hell. I had told my mom, told one of my best friends, they were drug testing me, and I was fully committed to stopping, and I did. And then over the next 6 months was when my healing journey like really began. And that voice that was talking to me beforehand on quitting came back and was like, look, what you've gone through, if you're willing to continue going forward and pushing through it, you will be able to teach the world about. And I knew that it wasn't exactly about addiction, but it was about being in a place where hopelessness, depression, suffering, feeling like there's no way out. And if I could get through it, I could then somehow start to share that gift with others. And then, so on top of like my teammates' little baby photos, now that was my leverage as well. Now I was like, okay, now I have something bigger than myself. Because it's called pause. When you stop this stuff, post acute withdrawal symptoms, it can come on after 6 months. You can have the craziest urge to take them that you've ever had. It can happen for a year, 2 years. I had a buddy where he did it. It happened 3 years afterwards, where it would just come randomly, and that's when most people relapse. Is whenever that pause really hits in, and that's when my journey started. And I always had, for the first year and a half, my saying was, I won't relapse today. I might relapse tomorrow, but I won't relapse today. And I said that every single day to myself. And I looked at those photos every single day and I had the vision of like, okay, I can help people. This is bigger than myself. And then I got introduced to some healers, started getting introduced to some teachers. I experimented with, it's like some psilocybin mushrooms, did some things like that just to like expand my patterns and my trap that I had built around myself. And I became absolutely obsessed with learning how to be happy without needing anything other than the breath that we have in every moment, or watching a dog, or watching a tree, or putting your feet in the ground, like the little things that are there literally all the time. How can I make sure I can get the same benefit that I got from pain pills from what God gave all of us just being in this experience. And that's been my work ever since this point is like knowing what it feels like to be in the depths of the darkness. And then also knowing how all of us has within us the ability to create clarity and leverage to be able to turn that darkness into the brightest, most beautiful light that there can possibly be. And now that's my journey. It's like taking all of that, what I've gone through, and it's still, obviously a work in progress every day. And that little boy comes up and that loneliness sometimes kicks in. But I tell you what, there's a path that has now been out because beforehand it was all over. Like I didn't know what the path was, who I was. Now I know who I am. Now I know what the path is. And the journey for me now is just taking it step by step, being gentle with myself, loving myself, knowing it's okay to suffer, knowing it's okay to nurture that little boy inside of me, and taking it day by day, taking it moment by moment. You know, tomorrow I may relapse into pain pills. Today I won't. Today I will stay sturdy. Today I will stay the man that I am. Today I will stay rooted in my beliefs and I will find a way to continue to find God in all of it and be a student in all of it. And so again, I went a little bit over what I wanted to consolidate it, but it's just a story that I can't really put into just a minute or two. But that's what's made me me. That is like the essence of what's gotten me to where I am without the pain, without the divorce, without the comparison, without the people pleasing, without the need to please others all the time. I would not be the man that I am today. And I'm so damn grateful for literally all of it.
Mm, wow. Thank you for sharing all of that. It's such a powerful journey. And I mean, I loved what you shared about bringing in the pictures of the little kids because that's where it all starts, right? Like
Yeah, totally.
it all starts, I mean, that's what I do with so many of my clients is like it all starts, these like little seeds get planted when we're young. And then I really like hearing your story too. It's like this softening, but also strengthening and softening and strengthening. And I think
Hmm.
that that's what I see a lot of the masculine struggling with the most is like the softening part and
Hmm.
allowing and the surrendering, right? And it feels like like it's even harder for men to just do that, to soften and
Yeah.
to allow and to relax and to allow those emotions to arise and to really face
Hmm.
them head on. And the addiction stuff is so powerful, and I'm so glad that you brought that up. We also discovered that Justin and I are both a 3-5 splenic projector, which is wild.
Crazy.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I find a lot of projectors, like, I feel like it's something that we are coded with. Like, I'm not taking the easy path in this life. Like, I want to go into the
Yeah.
depths and I'm going to
Take
experience,
me to the darkness. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna experience hell so that I can then see heaven and create heaven on earth. And like,
100%.
there is, I really do feel like there is that polarity of like, when you get to that low of a place, like that to the equivalent you is what you're going to create with the light and with the truth and with source.
100%. Yes.
So
Yes.
I love everything that like it's like it's a pain you wouldn't wish upon anyone,
Exactly. But I wouldn't change.
but you wouldn't change it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's so, I know that there are a lot of people and men especially, and I mean, but really everyone and has their addiction, has their own
Yeah.
like kryptonite. But I'd be curious, um, you mentioned like some healers and
Mhm.
teachers, you mentioned mushrooms. Like I
Yeah.
will say for me, like mushrooms, I've only done like a mega like
Oh,
mushroom.
like the hero's dose?
Yeah, the heroes dose
Oh
one.
my gosh. You're a warrior.
Well, I don't know if I would call it the hero's dose, but like a journey,
A
like
journey. Yeah. I got it.
of I've microdosed, since then, but like
Uh-huh.
only one like big mushroom and then, ayahuasca journey. But I do feel like they were really incredibly transformative for
Yeah.
becoming my stuff. But I would be curious, like
Uh-huh.
what else along your journey do you find like what modalities or philosophies because I you started like talking about like some maybe like Taoism things. So be curious
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
philosophies, what modalities really like big catalyst in your journey?
So I'll say a few. I've been very open to learning about like a handful of modalities. And I think everyone, my challenge is for anyone to like break outside of any constructs that we've made from the human self and find your own religion within your own soul. That's like a very big part of my journey of going into Buddhism, Hinduism. I've done a handful of Vipassana retreats, which are 10-day silent meditation retreats where you don't talk to anybody. Taoism, Lao Tzu. I'm reading again Taoism right now, immersing myself in just curiosity. Like one of the biggest parts of my healing is realizing I've created maps of reality. We all do. When we're younger, we grow up and we create constructs of how the world's supposed to be because we have to have certainty. It's one of our main human drivers. When we create certainty, we're also creating, like I said, those maps. And inside those maps are our beliefs, our values, how the world's supposed to work, how it should work. And then anything that tries to come inside those maps that doesn't match it, we generalize, distort, and we delete it.
Yeah.
And what we're doing with that is we're attaching. So we're attaching to things needing to be this way so we can be okay. And we're not taught about this at a young age. And so what ends up happening is that we become attached to everything. And when things are going great, let's say 50, maybe 60% of the time things are great and your maps of reality are being hit. That's good for you. You're feeling good. But then what about the other 40%? What about when life comes and it's presenting you what's pain, but what you see as an inconvenience because it doesn't match your maps of reality, or someone who has a different perspective than you, who could be giving you an opportunity to expand your territory, but instead you're so confined to your beliefs that you're missing the magic that's all around you. So my modalities have been like, how can I, one, create awareness of who I am and what's going on in the mind? And the best way that I've ever learned how to do that is meditation, being silent. When we're silent, here's why meditation's hard. People don't do it. It's fucking noisy in this thing, okay? It's it's like it's the wild stallion. It really truly is. When I was in Vipassana my first time, I remember sitting there and I'm like, I just start smiling. I don't know if they could hear me around. There's like 80 people in this monastery and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's what it is. It's a wild stallion." And sometimes a stallion lets me kind of ride it and control it and it's like, oh, down to rest. Sometimes it doesn't matter what I say, what commands I give it. This wild stallion is fucking bucking and it's going and you can't stop it literally ever. And to realize that and to be silent with it and observe it and witness it without needing for it to be a certain way has created the greatest breakthroughs in my life. Because when we can meditate and do that with our own thoughts and with our own mind, guess what happens whenever I'm out in public? Someone does something that naturally would trigger me, or I don't agree with what someone does, or they're bringing up a subject in politics or religion that doesn't match mine. I'm going to notice it. I'm going to observe it. I'm going to witness it. And then I'm just going to let it pass through me without needing to react to it. What so many of us do is we react to the way people are, the way things are, because they don't match our maps of reality. And therefore, we create a cycle of misery in our lives, needing things to always be a certain way for us to be okay. And so my modalities have been that literally. How can I figure out what's going on in my brain? And how can I be a student to every single person, everything in life, and allow it to teach me what it needs to teach me to bring me back to my deepest truth? So Taoism has helped me with that. Buddhism has helped me with that. Reading the Bible has helped me with that. Reading Bhagavad Gita has helped me with that. Studying, like just being open and curious and knowing I honestly don't know shit and that I'm on a rock that's floating in infinite amounts of space, as we all are. And the more I think I know, the more I'm limiting myself from actually knowing. Ram Dass, I want to share this with you. It's a quote that stuck with me so deeply that it's like a song or a quote. Whenever they come to us and they hit us at the perfect time, you never really forget it. But it goes, the freer I get, the higher I go. The higher I go, the more I see. The more I see, the less I know. The less I know, the more I'm free. And if we can just remember that in itself, that we don't have it figured out. This is all a mystery. We're all students. We're all in this together. We're all brothers and sisters. We all have connectedness. We all have in at the core root of us, and we peel back the layers of the onion and the conditioning and the maps of reality and the modeling of the world and what's been passed down to us, karmic or non-karmic, just from conditionings. At the center point is love for every single person. And once we can work with that and face ourselves, and that's what healing is. All healing work, in my opinion, is getting back to our truth, and our truth is love. And if we can do that in whatever way it works, and that's the cool part about healing is there's 1,000 different ways we can do it. But if you can find a way to just come back to love, gentleness, knowing it's okay not to know, knowing it's okay not to feel okay, you're on the track. You're on the track. But the minute you think you don't need any of it and that you're holding on and you're letting other people dictate your happiness, all that's doing it's like an arrow, like a sign, like, hey, buddy, go the other direction. Because this way is not this way is painful and it's going to continue being painful until you learn. And yeah, I digress a little bit. That's just been like my season, my journey of learning of just curiosity and being totally open to literally all of it. And it's been a beautiful ride. And it's helped me undo and untangle my constructs that I've created myself that seem like they're untangling more and more every day as I see it. I'm like, okay, I think I've got it figured out. And then, oh, never mind. I don't.
Totally. Well, and I realized after I asked you that, I was like, oh wait, you're a three line, which is we just want to try everything. There's like that
Oh, interesting.
with three lines, it's like someone can tell us like don't go into the ditch, but we need to go into the ditch.
I
We need
love
to
that.
experience it, see what's going on, and then the five line is like then we come out and we teach about it, right?
I love that. Yeah.
So, and that's so then afterwards it's like, oh, of course you can see wisdom in everything and you've tried everything because that is how it's how we're coded and how we work. And
Makes so much sense.
totally. And I think that I love what you brought up in there because that's like one of the only thing that I have learned that I really know is that I
Yeah.
don't know anything. I don't know
Yeah.
anything. And I'm always relearning. I'm always
Yes.
remembering. I'm always letting go of beliefs. And it's honestly such like a mind fuck sometimes because it's like the minute you think you know something, it's like, no.
Yeah, no, it's ego. It really is. It's a trap of the mind. Like I'm telling you, once you see it, you can't unsee it ever. And once you realize that attachments, you could give me someone, whoever it is in the world, and I could 100% of the time, if they have some type of pain or misery that's happening in their life, I can lead it back to an attachment that they
Yeah,
have of them
totally.
needing things. And Buddha said it best. It's like the root of all suffering is attachment. It's in the Bible. It's written there for us, but living it and embodying that and being aware of that. Remember, like we talked about, awareness is such a powerful because if we don't have awareness, we're literally doing these things on autopilot and we have no idea that they're actually happening. Silence, stillness gives us that ability to see the wild stallion, to notice this stuff, and then to be able to bring that into the world, into our relationships, into anything that we're doing.
Totally. And I love it's so fascinating. I've been studying Kabbalah a lot, and
Nice.
I love what they talk about in Kabbalah as far as every time we speak, we are creating either a positive or a negative force every time we
Uh-huh.
speak.
Yes.
And if the majority of our thoughts, like this is just science, the majority of our thoughts are negative, and the
Yep.
majority of people are talking about negative, it's actually when we're silent
Mm-hmm.
that we are creating so much more because then we learn
Yes.
to cultivate presence, our awareness, our energy, right? Like our fields that we are emitting and radiating is far more powerful than just the words
Totally.
we're saying.
Yes.
And so,
Man, woman minus mind equals God.
oh, wait, say that again.
So it's man minus mind, but I want to make sure I add women in there. But it's
Okay.
just like, let's say this: human minus mind equals God.
Yes. Yes.
Take
Yes.
the mind out, and all it's you've got God right there.
Mhm.
and realizing the mind is super powerful to work for us if we can learn how to work with it. But again, we can't learn how to work with it until we have awareness of it.
Totally. Totally. And I mean, with my work as a hypnotherapist and like rewiring those beliefs, it's like I love your analogy of the stallion because it kind of I like that figure of like it's just like this wild, majestic thing that it's like it's not trying to hurt you. It's just
No,
doing its thing. Like
it
that is
just
what
is. It just
how it's
is.
coded, like
Yeah.
how it's
Yes.
wired. But we can do things to like make the experience with that stallion a lot more pleasurable, a lot more enjoyable. And
Exactly.
what is your practice like then? Like, I'm assuming you do like some type of meditation and breath work then.
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like for you?
So for me, so I want to say something on the stallion. We all have a wild stallion, give it wide open fields.
Mm,
One of my teachers told me that, and I'm like, okay.
yeah,
So when we try to get that stallion stuck into a little, stable, stallion's gonna go crazy. Give it wide open fields.
I love that.
My practice every morning I do what's called anapana. It's just a Buddhism word, or shamatha, which is total silence and just sitting there and focusing on the mind, observing, witnessing, and the main goal is to create awareness. Like being aware that I'm aware, right? When we're doing something, we know, and the mind comes in several times. Sometimes I'm lucky to get a minute or 30 seconds out of 20 minutes to have awareness. Like the mind, but I'm just sitting there and I'm accepting it. It's like, okay, this is my reality right now. All good. But I'm still bringing awareness that I have the ability to witness my mind doing what it's doing. And that is such a game changer for me because it gives me now throughout the day the same awareness. Whenever that little boy comes up, or there are certain wounds that hit me, or I get triggered, Ali and I, and something hits me in my ego, I'm not feeling like I'm enough or doing enough. Boom, awareness. Let that be my first response. My second response can be breath. My third response can actually be me responding from a grounded masculine man versus from the little wounded boy. My other practice is I find a way to connect to the earth. I love grounding. Like if you find me outside, I have my feet are literally in the earth at all times, and it's amazing. And the third thing is like finding a way to connect with God. And I find that through grounding, find that through my silence obviously, but also just like feeling her. When I say her, I'm saying like Mother Earth. So going outside in the wind and the trees and the birds and like bringing presence to that. And it just gives me so much gratitude. And then every morning and every evening, whenever I'm looking in the mirror at least 30 times, I'm sitting there and I'm telling myself how much I love myself. Like, I love you. I love you so fucking much. And I'm just smiling at myself. And it's almost like it's like a separate entity, and like I can feel, and I naturally will start smiling. It's like someone else is telling me that, and it has profound impacts on state management, and I habit stack it. So whenever I'm brushing my teeth, as I'm brushing it, I'm just sitting there, and internally I'm like, oh, I fucking love you so much, man. Like you're so cool, dude. And then I'm like, just like, oh my God, I got arms, I got legs. Like, what a gift. So bringing gratitude in as well, being grateful. We can't be pissed off and grateful at the same time. Gratitude truly is, in my opinion, the cure all. So we talked earlier about like our thoughts. One of the easiest transformations that we can do, easiest tricks in the world, is to just learn how to focus on what we do have versus what we don't have. Gratitude is our pattern disruptor. And so those are the main things I focus on. If I can do at least two out of those four or five things every morning, I've got a beautiful morning. And also, hydrogen water. I hydrate myself and really focus on my health. But that's a whole different conversation in itself.
No, I'm actually glad you brought that up because, well, first of all, I want to like those are beautiful. I don't know if there's ever any teaching that I don't bring in connecting to the earth and connecting to source through the earth. You know what? I really think it's a projector thing too. Like we need nature. Like for me, it's not
Yes.
like a my friends are always like, how do you spend so much time in nature? And I'm like, it's not like a self-care thing for me. It's like a that's who I am. I need to be with with the trees, with the land, with the water. Like it's who I am. I believe it's who we
Yeah.
all are.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like this connection that I mean for me, and I'd be curious your experience, like just like being on the earth, like placing my hands on the earth. It's like wisdom is pouring in. It's like
Oh, yeah.
transmissions. It's like there's so much wisdom all around us. Like you just mentioned, like with the air, with the like
Uh-huh.
it's like free enlightenment is all around
Yeah.
us when we just
It
step outside.
truly. Yeah. And it's like once you realize this is a living organism, like this is God has created this place, Earth. She is very much alive. There's zero question about it. When we speak of nature, we are nature. Like there's not a difference between us and nature. And I think we've got that, especially nowadays, so backwards. But like we need to go into nature. Wait a minute, we are nature. Let's go into ourselves and then we can find nature. But when we're actually amidst in nature, we see how things are supposed to be. Like in the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu, and Taoism, it talks about how nature never forces anything, yet it's always progressing constantly. And we also are nature. So the more that we force, the more that we take away our own progressing and whatever it is that we're doing in our life. And when you spend enough time in nature, you're going to learn our true human nature. Like you're just going to see how watch how animals live. Like go through a documentary, see how lions live. Watch how like they're not working 9 hours a day. They're relaxing. They're having fun with each other. But then there's a time where there's like, okay, it's time to grind right now. Nature shows us how to live. It really truly does. And the more that we can understand that she's alive and that she can give us legitimate medicine. It's scientifically proven. I have a earthing mat right here that I sit on all the time. It's medicine. Like protons, electrons come into our body, and just going into nature and practicing on like, okay, I'm going to be in nature. One of the greatest practices that I've implemented is like, okay, source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. What do you want from me? What do I need to hear? And then just hanging out and letting nature deliver the divine, beautiful messages it always delivers. And this may sound a little bit woo woo. It's not. The more you spend time in nature, you realize this is like, it's real stuff. It really, truly is. And it's something that I have come to absolutely love and honor and want to take care of, quite frankly, and like really make sure, like with animals and with all sorts of things, like we're all in this together. We all came in here and like we need to make sure that there's respect amongst all of it. And the more I'm in nature, the more that like gets rooted inside of me.
Ugh, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I feel like some of the greatest, most profound awarenesses I've had are just standing in the ocean or walking in the
Yeah.
forest,
Yeah,
like
same.
under a tree.
Uh-huh.
It's yeah, just just echoing and like doubling down everything you said. It's so true. It's so true.
Mhm.
I think that when we can stop seeing it as like this woo-woo thing, we actually like just allow ourselves to be in remembrance. Like to me, it's not even like a question of like, does the earth have a consciousness? Is it connecting with us? Is it communicating with us? It's like, no, it always is. It's are we open to receive it? And are we
That's
taking the
right.
time and the attention and intention to be with really who we truly are. Like
Hmm.
we'll die and go back into the earth, right? Like we are
Yeah.
all of, and anything we're trying to create, like leaning on the substances, like the elements have so much wisdom for us. So
Hmm.
this is just such
Hmm.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because I think anyone like when people are like, oh, I don't have the money to, invest in this, and it's like, go to nature then. Just go to nature.
Yeah.
It's
It's
free. It's
free.
free
Yeah. Yeah.
medicine. So,
The best medicine. Yeah.
the best free medicine. So,
Ever.
okay,
Yeah.
wait. You open up the nutrition piece because I'm a nutritionist as well. Like I
Oh, wow.
became a nutritionist before I dove into everything with hypnotherapy because I was trying to heal myself, right? So I became a nutritionist. I've been into like I had a crunchy mom growing up and like have always been like the weird kid with like the healthy lunches, things like that. So I've been into health my whole life but it was in naturopathic school that I had all of these like weird health autoimmune stuff that like I could not figure out. And then I did one hypnotherapy session and eczema that I had completely taken over my hands. It was gone in 2 weeks. So that's where
Wow.
I was like, wow, there is so much like our beliefs dictate the body, right? It's
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
but you know, but it we still live in a physical reality. So I never am gonna be like in the camp of like, no, like you could just eat McDonald's and like
Yeah, yeah, totally. Hmm.
so, but I'd be
Hmm.
so curious, like, because I am like I'm very into like the whole health and wellness scene because I love like how can we optimize this physical body? Like
Totally.
what are like some of the maybe perceived like weirder or just things that you do for your health and physical well-being?
So I love that you brought that up. Health, I think we get it so mixed up with health. We only so many I've been there too, but so many of us we only focus on the physical side, right? And forget that we need both. We need to understand that we really truly trap energy. You don't
Mhm.
believe in energy? How are we doing this podcast right now? How am I making a phone call to China and talking to someone in real time? Like energy is very, very, very real. Okay. And energy gets trapped in our body when we suppress things. So remember earlier I was talking about attachments. When we hold on to things, something traumatic happens to us. We get what's called in Hinduism they call it samskaras. It's literal energy that gets trapped in the body because we've closed off and because something happened to like right now we're talking and energy is just kind of flowing through. Like the words are coming in. We're not, but if something crazy were to happen, let's say an earthquake came in, like something will get trapped inside of us if we squeeze off and we have too much like resistance towards it to where it'll stay inside of us until we're able to do the work and to release it and to revisit what happened. And so a lot of our childhood traumas, we don't realize this, but cause so much of our and this is my belief, but so much of our pain, our immunodisorders, our digestion disorders, all cancers, diseases, imbalances, so much of it comes from the grief, the fear, the shame that we hold on to, that we've not learned to open our hearts, open our systems, and allow it to release. And so that's like one of the first keys. I love that you brought that up because that's been one of the biggest parts of my healing journey. On top of that, like taking care of myself through another game changer for me has been celery juice. I am obsessed with juicing celery juice. Like it is, there's a quote that says, if the pharmaceutical or if the world knew about celery juice, pharmaceuticals would be shut down within a week. And I believe it. Like it is one of the greatest detoxes that there is. I also am big into hydrogen water, an antioxidant that really clears the system. And then throughout the day, I'm drinking tea. Like I've got green tea right here. I drink hibiscus tea. I drink turmeric tea as well. And so I'm just being conscious. And I think the greatest part about health and when you really know you're on the path of health is when you can see your body as a separate entity. Like this thing is here to help you through this life. You're borrowing it quite literally, you know? And it's like, if you buy a house, you don't want to treat your house like garbage. This is your home. Your body is your ultimate home. It's going to be with you in every house that you ever get. And so changing your relationship, changing your definition of your body and really honoring the body, loving the body, bringing just so much appreciation and gratitude to the body is one of the surest ways that you can just naturally want to start learning about health and how to take care of yourself and also how to heal the emotions that may be trapped inside the body because the body's here to protect you and that's why it traps that energy. It wants to protect you. It has its own mechanisms. And so when we can look at it that way, we can realize like, oh my God, this is like the most brilliant thing in the world and the way it operates and our brain and it's so cool once we can see it in a different form like that. But until then, it becomes really challenging. We can look at it as a burden, especially if we compared ourselves, if we were shamed for it when we were younger. All that energy is still inside of you, wanting to be released, so you can come back to the truth and find the perfection that's in all of you.
Totally. Wow, there was so much in there, and I just really fully agree. I mean, I just made a reel the other day talking about like I think that we perceive I see people come to me and they see that like taking care of the body feels like this, I have to, I should. And really it's like once we realize that the body is a temple for your soul to express.
Yes,
And
beautiful way to put it.
we don't have to like when you see it in that way, it's like, why would you want to put poisons or toxins in the body? And this
Yeah,
doesn't have to be perfect. Like we're not
for sure.
super
Yeah.
perfect. And of course, like the creator gave us like amazing things to enjoy too. But like there are why would you, the greater you take care of your body, the greater your soul can experience and express, and the more like really joy you can access and tap into. And so it really is this like, this dance between like the physical, really like taking care of our physical body and everything, but also like in order to have the most optimized physical body, you also have to work on the emotions and the trauma and all of these things. I have
100%.
not seen a single person that has come to me dealing with health issues that there are not emotions involved. There's
100%.
it's 10 out of 10 times there's at least some type of underlying. It's never just like, oh, you just need to stop eating
Yeah. Yeah,
XYZ
yeah, yeah,
like all
yeah.
of these people are trying to sell us. It's like I tried that. I was down to like three foods and I was still
Yeah.
miserable.
Yes, yes.
And so we have to look at these deeper layers. But I love like some of those things that you brought in because especially like all of the teas that you're doing, I'm like, so we are water. Water is like one of my favorite things to like nerd out and geek
Yes.
out on because it's like we are structured water. Like we are
Literally.
water. And so when we drink structured water, when we drink water that is like, I'm always like, before you start taking all of these supplements and stuff, like clean water. We need clean water because you are
Yes.
water. And then I love what you're doing with the tea to like add that structure and life.
Yeah.
And like I tell people, like talk to your water, tell your water what you want. And
I was just about to say that. Yes. And love your water. Pray over it. Give
yes.
it thanks. Like before you take a sip, like, God, thank you so much, water. I appreciate you. Water can change. There's been studies, the molecules of water, depending on how you talk to it, literally
Mm.
change.
Yeah.
It's a very wild, it's real. It's
Yeah.
real stuff. It's not just some woo-woo shit that's going
No.
on here.
Have
Like,
you looked at Veda Austin's work?
no.
Oh my gosh. So I mean there's Emoto's work, which is like the study of like the crystals, but Veda Austin, what she does is oh my gosh, you need to check her out. And
I
everyone needs
will.
to go check her out. She would essentially what she does is she will put words, she will put images, she will even all these certain things in a petri dish. And she will then freeze the water until like it's almost frozen and then take it out and take pictures of it. And there are images in the water. And so, for
Yes.
example, she's done it like with like a pasteurized egg versus like a conventional, like inhumanely raised egg. And there'll be like in the image in the pasteurized egg is like there's like a sweet little chicken, a little chick in
Yeah.
the water. And then in the inhumanely raised, it's like these jagged, like disharmonious lines and stuff. And it's like
So
it's
crazy.
mind blowing. It is so incredible. And I've learned like time and time again, like water is just
The
it's
best. It's the
it's the
best.
best. Yeah,
It
if there's
really
like
is.
if there's one thing you want to do, I think for your health, work with your water.
For
Like,
sure.
yeah.
Clean water. Drink clean water. Find a way to filter your water, work with your water, pray over your water, give thanks to the water. Like look at it as it's like the greatest gift because it really is. Water is life force. We in Costa Rica when I run retreats down there, we have this thing called the Temescal where we sit in like they use volcanic rocks. It's like four rounds, but we're inside this dark, like made of bamboo. You can't see, it's all dark inside there, and it's a sweat lodge.
Yep.
And then on the third door, we have waters passed around. And the first time I did it, I was like, okay, I get it. Never again am I going to take water for granted. Like I totally understand. Like it truly is. And my mentor down there, he just goes in the river all the time. He's like, Justin, trust me, get by water more.
Yeah,
And I think the more we do that, it can clean us. Just being by it can clean us. It works with us. It's like it's what we're made out of, and it's a beautiful thing. So I love that you said that. Work with water more. Such a powerful, easy, simple thing to implement right away to create like beautiful, massive change in your life.
totally. Yeah. And I just like loved your health practices that you brought up because all of them are very easy and attainable. Like we
So
can,
super simple. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because, don't get me wrong, I like the biohacks and the things as well.
Yeah.
Like we have to, though, start with the foundations. Like we
That's
have to
it.
have the foundations in place. Have you done medical mediums if you're like into celery juice?
Yeah, I have his book. I do. I've done his like um metal detox as well. Yeah, I've done a few different of his stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I do like the celery juice. I do. I did his yeah, I think it was the 21 day. It's intense. It's
It's
intense.
intense. Yeah, it's no joke for sure.
Yeah, it's intense. I feel like it would be something I'd say like really like tune in and see if it's good for you. Because I really see everyone's different, but
Everyone's so different. That's the thing with health too. It's like it's
yeah.
our
So,
bodies, our ancestors, they grew up in different parts of the world. Like you really
totally.
have to know what's best for your body.
Yeah, but you reminded me about the celery juice. I'm traveling right now, so it's like a little bit more
Yeah,
challenging for me, but I did enjoy the celery juice. It really like just
it cleans you. It cleans you, yes. And your liver, crystal, like it does a lot of beautiful things that you can't get from just like eating celery juice, unfortunately, or eating celery.
yeah,
But the juice does like it's very, very powerful. Yeah.
it is. It is. And yeah, and again, it's like very cost effective, cheap thing we can.
So yeah, the hardest part of doing celery juice is like cleaning off your juicer, you know?
Yeah, yeah, totally. Totally. Okay, well, I would love to, as we just wrap up,
Yeah.
what do you feel like is something that you would love to just like share with people before we close that has
Mm.
just like really changed your life as far as getting you to where you are that you would feel could help and support people in their journey and their path?
Yeah. Oh, let's see. When you let go, it all gets done. That's a quote I really love to live by. And I'm not talking about inaction and not doing anything. What I'm referring to is like letting go of things needing to be a certain way.
Yeah.
When you can do that, and when you can just surrender and participate with the unfolding of life's events, the magic is there. All our substance from the great mother, from earth, from everything is just right in front of us. But when we have those attachments and we have the way they need to be, or oh, it's not raining outside, and we're needing it to be that way, or this person needed to act this way, or they need to think like this, we are creating total misery in our lives over time. I call it literally the misery loop, the misery cycle. And so, my greatest piece of advice is to learn how to get out of your own way and just let every single moment be a moment that you can learn from and put your student hat on and really like focus on being a student with everything that's happening in your life. And if you can do that, if you can be a student, what is the student like? Let's think about the student. A student is curious. A student doesn't really know what's going on. That's why it's learning. And then the more you can be a student, then you can be a teacher. But stay a student, even as the teacher. I think that's the trick. Some people get in teacher mode and think that they've got it figured out. No, 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 no. The student never leaves, it's always there.
Yeah.
And so, being a student and also knowing that you are a child of God, key word, child of God. You are a student, you are a kid learning. It doesn't matter if you're 100 years old. You don't have it figured out. You're never going to have it figured out. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay. Like to make mistakes. It's okay to try and fail. It's literally how the entire universe works. It's how we've created anything from trying and failing over and over and over again. be aware of like what happens when you try, when you want to start something. What is that voice inside of you? Follow that trailhead back to the little one within inside of you. Give them what they never received. That's like it's always there. So anytime we're trying new things, this is why I'm so big on going out and trying something new. When we do that, we're gonna have things come up. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, I'm posting social media now. What are my friends from 20 years ago gonna think? Like it's a real thing that happened to me. There's your work right there. And realize the more that you lean into that, the more you lean into just like being a student and trying and following the energy, the more you're gonna have presented to you your work. And look at it as fun. Make no distinction between work and play. It's all play. We're on a rock floating. It's not serious. Like, trust me, it's not serious. It's supposed to be fun. Find God in all of it. Look to seek God. Ask God, like, even if you don't know if you believe, God, I want to just find you in all of it. Pray to him. God, God hears everything that we're needing from them. God, I just need you, like, present yourself to me. It may not be the way I'm needing it or wanting it. I want to know you're there. God will show you that they're there, and continue to just take it step by step. Like it's all good. Go into the future. Think about what it's going to be like if you do accomplish what you desire, what your soul's pull is, and then think about the pain of not accomplishing that. Find a way to create leverage in your life. Leverage is the cure all. If we have a bigger reason than ourselves always going to come up with excuses. If we have a bigger reason, we'll find a way. Make it about your kids or your future kids or your community or your partner or whoever it is. Make it bigger than you, or the people that are needing you to step up so you can share your light so they have permission to do the same. Make it bigger than yourself. And last but not least, I'm giving you like several, these are just like kind of coming to me. So I was hoping to just give you one, but that never
Oh,
works
okay, good all.
like that. Last but not least, I would say, I'm literally reading the four agreements right here.
Mm,
And I was like, come to me. Don't take anything personally. None of it's personal. It's
mm,
all a mirror. It's all a reflection. It's just a bunch of adults walking around with little boys, little girls that are in the driver's seat. When you can see it that way, you take away judgment, you take away friction and giving them what they gave you and bring them instead compassion and love. And that's how we change the world.
mm, mm. So beautifully said. Thank you for all that wisdom. That was so good. All
You're
right,
welcome.
Justin, thank you so much for coming on. We will
Yeah,
put
thank
all
you.
of Justin's links below. Go reach out, connect with him, work with him. We'll have all of that information below. And as always, thank you all so much. And I am just sending you all infinite love and light.
Hmm.